As a mom to 5, I feel like I've gotten pretty good at figuring out what actually matters when it comes to breastfeeding and pumping. At this point, I've used enough pumps to know that most of them all promise the same things: better output, more comfort, more convenience. But after years of pumping, nursing, maintaining supply, building supply, traveling with pumps, pumping overnight, all of it, I've realized that there are only a few things that actually make a difference in real life. So today I wanted to talk about the Eufy Wearable Breast Pump S2 Pro and the Eufy Bottle Washer S1 Pro because together they really streamline so much of the pumping process for me.
Too hard for my soul. Again matters which words lead us home. When the end will not reveal its face, I guess I will rest in palms of grace. Am I lost or found, or am I just...
Starting with the pump, I'm not really looking for something that completely reinvents my routine. I'm looking for products that make my system more efficient, more comfortable, and easier to sustain long term. And truthfully, that's exactly where this pump surprised me. The first thing I noticed right away was the combination of the HeatFlow 2.0 and the VibraPump massage technology. Most wearable pumps say that they have some kind of massage mode, but usually it just feels like surface level vibration. This actually feels deeper and more intentional, and if you've breastfed before, you probably already know how important warmth and stimulation is for letdown. Usually moms are trying to recreate that manually with heating pads, hand massage, warm compresses, hot showers, things like that. So having heat and massage built directly into this pump changes the entire experience. It really feels like a real massage instead of just buzzing. And because of that, I noticed I was able to get really solid output in less time. The brand says up to 35% more output in 30% less time. And for me, the biggest thing wasn't necessarily trying to increase my supply. It was more about optimizing my routine and not feeling like I had to spend forever pumping. Especially as a mom with multiple kids, time matters to me. I don't have the ability anymore to sit attached to a wall for long periods of time. That's just not realistic for my life anymore. So wearability is one of the biggest things I personally look for now in a pump. I need something I can move around in, clean in, make lunches in, drive in, all of it. And this one is genuinely comfortable to wear. I also really like the charging case because it keeps the pump powered for up to 6 days on a single charge. That's one of those things that sounds small until you're constantly forgetting to charge things postpartum. Another feature I didn't expect to care about as much as I do is the 360-degree see-through design. Being able to instantly check alignment without removing the pump is actually really helpful, especially if you're multitasking or pumping quickly between things. And at night, it matters even more. The built-in nipple light is one of those features that sounds unnecessary until you're trying to pump at 3 a.m. without waking up your baby or your partner by turning on every single light in the room. I also like that the app allows you to customize your rhythm and pumping experience a little bit more. After multiple breastfeeding journeys, you really start learning what your body responds best to, and I like having more control over that instead of just cycling through preset modes. The app also tracks your sessions and your output, which is really useful if you're someone who likes having that information organized in one place. Overall, I'd say that this pump feels less like a basic wearable pump and more like a wearable pump that was designed to actually optimize the pumping experience. But truthfully, one of the biggest realities of pumping that nobody talks about enough is what happens after the pumping session. Because pumping is one thing, but cleaning bottles and pump parts over and over again every single day is a completely different level of exhausting. And this is where the Eufy Bottle Washer S1 Pro has genuinely been one of the most useful postpartum products I've used, especially if you're pumping multiple times a day. If you know, you know. The amount of bottles, flanges, duckbills, collection cups, caps, nipples, all of it piles up so fast. And what immediately stood out to me about this washer is the capacity. It fits up to 10 bottles at once, or 4 bottles plus a full set of pump parts, which is way more realistic for actual mom life. Because most bottle washers say that they fit a lot, but once you actually start loading pump parts into them, suddenly there's no space left. This one was clearly designed with pumping moms in mind, for sure. And the cleaning power is really impressive as well. The Eufy Bottle Washer S1 Pro uses a 3D hydroblast system with 5 spray arms, 8 directional jets, and 59 nozzles to basically spray from every angle possible. And visually, you can actually see how much coverage it has. One thing I really appreciate is that it doesn't just rinse the bottles, it actually deep cleans them, especially with milk residue or formula residue, which can cling onto bottles way more than people realize. The brand says that it has 3 times stronger cleaning performance compared to standard bottle washers, and truthfully, after using it, I understand why. It also has a built-in water softener, which helps reduce residue and water spots, and it eliminates the need for distilled water, which is nice because distilled water adds up quickly when you're constantly sterilizing bottles. Another huge thing for me is drying. I cannot stand when bottles come out still damp, and you have to let everything air dry anyway. This uses dual fan hygiene dry technology and dries bottles completely in as little as 40 to 55 minutes depending on the mode you use, and the bottles actually come out dry. No leftover water droplets sitting in the nipples or the pump parts. It also has true steam sterilization at 212 degrees and eliminates 12 common types of bacteria, which obviously gives a lot of peace of mind when you're constantly washing baby items all day long. And again, because I'm a mom of 5, convenience matters so much to me now. Anything that saves me time or reduces repetitive tasks immediately stands out to me postpartum. I also really like that this connects to the app because you can customize schedules and even set it to run overnight during off-peak electricity hours, which is one of those features you don't think about until you're running appliances constantly with babies and kids. I also appreciate that they designed the inside really intentionally. The second rack actually fits accessories well instead of everything just getting tossed in randomly. So bottle nipples, caps, pump parts, valves, smaller accessories all have designated space. And visually, you can fit a lot inside of it. Truthfully, after using both together, they feel less like random baby gadgets and more like products that were designed by people who actually understand the reality of breastfeeding and pumping long term. Not just the pumping itself, but the entire routine around it, because breastfeeding isn't just feeding your baby. It's pumping sessions, cleaning parts, sanitizing bottles, drying everything, organizing everything, repeating the process all day long. And anything that makes those routines more efficient, more comfortable, and less overwhelming genuinely really matters. So if you're currently building your postpartum setup, exclusively pumping, combo feeding, or just trying to make the pumping process feel easier overall, I definitely think both of these are worth looking into. I'll have the Eufy Wearable Breast Pump S2 Pro and the Eufy Bottle Washer S1 Pro linked below if you want to check them out, and you can also use my code for an exclusive discount.